We are live. All right, and welcome to the Lion Show. I'm your host, Robert Lyon, and today we have the privilege of interviewing Noah Mittman, the CEO of Snowman Films. He's a full-time filmmaker, course creator, and a video coach. 15 years experience, family man, entrepreneur, and just awesome guy. So Noah, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself and kind of what you got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, yeah, I mean, I've had 15 years of experience in making videos and kind of newly in the 2020 COVID era, kind of getting into the online course space and have really found a place with kind of empowering course creating solopreneurs by equipping them with like fully integrated, monetizable, comprehensive courses that they can use to make their impact on the world.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've tried. I mean, I've made a couple courses, and it's a lot more work than you think. You're
It
like, oh, I'll
is
just sit in front of a camera.
so much work.
Yeah, it really
Which is why
is.
I'm trying to help, which is why I'm like, I get it.
Yeah,
And my first course that I put out in 2020, that kind of hit. My first one was a total flop. It was about video marketing. Just I was
yeah,
newly into it. Rarely does your first course actually do well.
right.
So my second crack at it was filming an online course at home, kind of teaching people how to make videos better from their house. And then I realized that there was kind of a disconnect of even students within that of like not finishing it. So like, okay, I need to really do a full-fledged, like I have a 4-phase system to get your course from idea phase to over the finish line and promoting and out there. So
Yeah, it's
it's
all about the follow
exciting.
through.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with Snowman Films, I just kind of want to know a little bit about that. Like, how'd you get
Yeah,
started, and like, what excited you about it?
absolutely. I mean, I've been passionate about movies and just, I've been a movie geek for forever. I was,
Nice.
my perfect Saturday in high school. I didn't like high school much, so I had the best time. So I would ride over to Blockbuster on my bike, listen to like the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, grab 4 DVDs, and come back and watch them all back to back. And that was like a perfect Saturday for me.
Right.
um, and I ended up watching like the behind the scenes for The Matrix, and I just kind of saw this rooftop scene with a bunch of cameras and a bunch of people. I was like, oh my god, there's like a ton of people on that set. And then seeing credits of movies, there's hundreds of names, and I was like,
Yeah.
this could be a job. This could be something I do. That would be like the coolest job ever. And so I asked for a camera for an next birthday, and got a little Sony Handycam, like mini DV. Just if you've ever
Got the
dealt with a
bug,
mini
right?
DV, and it's like getting that on the computer is a total pain in the ass. But I was doing it and I was making stuff, and all I wanted to do was make cool shit, and that's continues to this day. And
Nice.
Snowman Films itself was actually born. I was making actually started in parkour videos.
Oh,
I was
nice.
a parkour athlete for like 10 years, and
Yeah, wait,
kind of
I think I saw that you did something with American Ninja or something.
yeah, I was a contestant on 3 seasons of American Ninja Warrior. Yeah.
That's so cool. We always had a friend. We're like, man, you should go on
Yeah, well,
there.
that was kind of what happened to me. I saw a bunch of my parkour friends on the show, and I was like, I knew I'm not going to try and be the next American Ninja Warrior. It's so hard
Yeah.
to like pass. But I was like, I know I could get on the show, so I, put a submission video in because I wanted to go see my friends, and I got on all 3 times I submitted, so it was really cool.
That's
No,
awesome.
but yeah, I was filming a video with my buddy Brian, and basically doing this like kind of creative movement piece on a balance beam in a gymnasium. And at the end of it, it was like, you're good enough to do this professionally, because I've been doing it for since 2007 to 2012 ish, 5 years already. And I was like, oh my god, that would be amazing. And my first gig I think it was like New Year's Eve 2012. Was shooting a Bass Nectar concert in Nashville. I was filming for the like supporting performers, like the creatures and stuff at like raves,
That's so
that like run
cool.
around in the audience.
Yeah.
And I got paid $200 and got a trip to Nashville, and here we are 8 years later, and just Snowman Films was born, and $50 later with an LLC, and I had a company.
That's freaking awesome, though, man. So, how are the courses going for you? How's the course coaching thing? Like, are you
It's
getting
really
into it?
good, actually. Yeah, I mean, I have I'm doing a lot on Facebook of kind of organic outreach of
Yeah.
like just talking with course creators in groups. Facebook groups is mind-blowingly effective right now.
Yeah.
At just connecting with people. That's where we connected. And yeah, I have 4 consultation calls tomorrow from people interested, and just kind of getting this thing off the ground. And had my first coaching. I told you this was new. Like literally 2 days ago, or was it no yesterday? I had my first coaching session
Nice.
with a lady who's like trying to plan out her course, and I gave her a solid hour and a half of coaching and good homework. She has a lot of work to do, but like I'm like, yeah, if I can get you from an idea to a finished course in 4 weeks if you're willing to do the work.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
So yeah, it's exciting.
Now that you're coaching people, what do you think are the biggest obstacles or the biggest problems that people trying to get their course to become real face?
Yeah.
Like, what can you help them get through?
Honestly, it's it's as simple as just starting. People have a really hard time starting. That's why my Facebook group is called "Stop Waiting and Start Creating Your Course." Because like everybody's like, I have this idea, but maybe I need to have a website first, or maybe I need to like whatever, blah blah blah. There's all these excuses. So that's why I have this 4-phase like structure that I put out, which is phase 1 is market research. So that was my problem when I first started. Why my first course failed was because I didn't do any market research. I was just like, I have an idea. People like video marketing. Let me just create something around that. So I took a month or 2 and created a bunch of stuff. Crickets. I didn't research at all. So going and talking to your ideal customers and knowing where your ideal customers are and asking them what they want to learn about and like what they need help with, all that stuff. That's market research. Phase 2 is content, actually making it and filming it and editing it. And that's obviously where my previous specialty came from, is I can really help you get good looking stuff coming out of just your house with your phone. And phase 3 is technology, which is the hosting sites, the funnels, the websites, the getting all of your stuff up and figured out online, which I know the tech overwhelm is a major thing people struggle with. So I understand it, and I've been through my first launch. I had to completely rebuild my funnel in the last 24 hours because one button didn't work. So just stuff like that I've been through, that I understand it. And then phase 4 is promotion, which is what we're doing here. And really, once you get your course published, people think that the work stops there. Oh yeah, now everybody will find it. No. Promotion is what I like to call the other 50% of work. 50% of the work is getting to the point where you hit publish. Now, if you have an automated course or something, your full-time job is promotion and getting the word out, being on podcasts, putting out content, collaborating, getting into the communities where your ideal customers are, and spreading the word, reaching more eyes and ears.
Nice, man. Yeah, so the first I'd like to just kind of ask you about is like, so how do you make a video course? Like, what is the 80-20 of like making the video look good so you can be an authority? Like, how important is it, or what's your idea on that?
So first of all, first thing is to you have currently, and because are you a filmmaker or no?
I mean, I make YouTube videos and I'm filming a lot of courses, so that's kind of
you may actually have a higher quality camera, but do you have a camera guaranteed right now sitting within 5 feet of you?
Oh, for sure. I got 2, maybe 3.
But for most people, they also have the same situation, and it's called their phone.
Yeah.
Your phone is essentially $1,000 camera. That's why you spent a lot of money on it. That's what all the ads are about, is how good that camera is. So if you don't have a better camera, don't worry about it. Like, quality right now is not that big of an, like, of course, as if you're a higher level filmmaker, yes, you want to have that quality. You like, it's ingrained in you to be as high, 4K, 5K, 8K, all this.
I was looking at like the Red Dragon camera or whatever the hell that thing is, like $10,000.
Again, it's just starting, for months, Jimmy Fallon was filming his show at home on his phone and nobody cared because it was good content. It's fine. So getting started with that, and then I think really the thing that makes good content, good course content, stand out from bad is sound quality. So getting some sort of mic, whether it's your headphone jack with headphones that have a little mic on it, or like a $25 or $50 Rode smart lav
Yeah.
that you can attach, or even the mics that we're using here, something that makes your sound better, because good sound with bad video, think like Cloverfield or Blair Witch Project, that's acceptable.
Right.
That's fine. Good video with bad audio, if you've ever had to sit through like a film school student film, it's just
Yeah.
different audio levels and there's ringing and there's traffic, just it's crazy. Not
Mm.
not acceptable. So good
The
audio is, I
Sono.
think, if the 80-20 thing, like what's 20% thing you can do to raise your quality 80%, I would say really focusing on audio, and then just look up the basics of framing and lighting. Have being able to see your face, being able to have your framing good, your eyes are in the upper third. It's just the basics that really make you stand out from the people that aren't doing it.
Right. And then do you help people plan their courses too?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
What's that
In
look like?
terms of planning, I really look at, and this is what this is what I dive super deep. I literally, just the first coaching session, we planned out her first kind of few phases with planning it. Think about course creation like a book.
Right.
Your modules are your chapters. Your modules are kind of your bigger ideas, your categories for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then your lessons within that are your single ideas. Within lighting, let's talk about 3-point lighting versus 1-point lighting. So those are the lessons. Really diving deep in a singular idea with, and I think my biggest rule for lessons, especially if it's a video course, is to have it be less than 10 minutes long. Because people, if sharing down a 35-minute lesson course, or a 35-minute lesson, it's going to overwhelm you. So keeping those short and sweet, and you can have as many as you want. So again, chapter, it's like a book. Chapter is your module, paragraph is your lesson.
That's cool. I think TED Talks are like only 18 minutes long because anything past that, no one will pay attention.
I understand. So keeping it short and sweet, and that's a TED Talk. That's like, that could be a course in itself.
Right.
I'm sure they have made courses.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it, and it's again, I mean, and then especially that carries on to your promotional content, where say you have a lesson that's 8 minutes long. What 1 minute single tip can you give from within that you can put out for promotional content?
Right. I think I heard somebody say like it's like a psychological thing, because every time they finish a course, they feel like they've gotten further and closer to their 100%. Goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about how many check marks can you give your students, if you have 5 bigger videos or 15 smaller videos, and they can be like, oh my God, I'm making it through. Cool. Like, it gives them that momentum feeling.
That's awesome. What do you have any courses right now for sale?
Yeah, so the one course I have up right now is Film Your Online Course at Home, and I have a webinar called 3 Secrets to Film Your Online Course at Home, where I kind of give some basics of, set the right teleprompter app to get to like make your filming time half as long just by using a teleprompter. And then what I'm going to be doing essentially is building a course as I go. I'm with permission from my students, I'm recording all of my coaching sessions, and I'm going to be building based off of our conversations. And because I come up with stuff on the fly that I don't necessarily, I know good stuff's going to come out. So if I record it and I put it together into an actual longer course, that's the plan over the next few months and few years, is to really build a full plan of like, I have an idea, take this course, and I can get you to having a finished course.
Right. That's the way
course
to do
on
it.
Course, which is funny.
Yeah.
Meta, but no, I think a lot of people need the support there, and I want to provide it.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I think that's just kind of a great way to do it too, is just to kind of film your course as you go, because then you get it kind of live, and if you do group coaching as well, you'll have people asking more questions, and you'll really get to know your audience.
Having a beta launch is so important, of like testing it out for just a few people to like, because you go into the creation thing and you're kind of in your tunnel vision of like, oh, I think this is cool, but like you need it's funny, we were talking yesterday on the coaching session. It was like she was like, hey, is this a good idea, or like, do you like this structure? I'm like, that's not for me to answer. That's for you to put together and then run a beta test and get a few customers or even free people on it and get their opinion. How your ideal customers is the ultimate of who you want to get feedback from, because that's who you're trying to help.
All right, so this is a selfish question, but I want to find somebody to like edit my videos, right? like I want to outsource all that kind of.
Yeah.
How do you like send big film stuff to people, and then how do you like where would you
So
look to find a
first
good
of all,
editor?
you should hire me because I do
Oh, nice.
that.
Well, there we go.
That is also what I something I offer is editing for courses, editing even just for video content. I have I'm talking with a guy from the YouTube channel Stunts Amazing right now with a bunch of parkour stuff, and we're talking about
Nice.
having me edit for him. So do that. And B, for in terms of like sending big stuff, what I use for online just for if you have like gigs and gigs and gigs of stuff, sending a hard drive is probably the fastest.
Yeah.
But Dropbox is what I use for all of my file transfer stuff and like delivering to clients and all that. Because I found that Dropbox over Google Drive has a much faster upload and download speed.
Nice.
And it connects directly to your computer and just all, you can just, Dropbox can be live on your computer as it's bringing files in. So I like that a lot, and it's pretty cheap. I think it's like 50 a month for like the premium.
Yeah. No Dropbox. I've looked at it. It was like I wanted to hire someone in like the Philippines or something, and I was like, well, how am I going to send you all these big videos?
Yeah.
I didn't know
No,
what to do.
Dropbox, it takes some time, but again, especially if you're going international with it,
Right.
doing Dropbox, it's a little slower than like, but no, it's not slower because it would be really, it's gonna take a long time for them to get that hard drive.
Right,
So
for
Dropbox is
sure.
a good option.
What software do you use to edit, or what do you like?
Yeah, so I personally use Adobe Premiere Pro,
Nice.
and Adobe, like the whole Adobe suite is incredible. Media
Yeah.
Encoder is awesome for just if you have a ton of videos you need to export, just batch them all in Media Encoder, and it's literally a render engine. It's freaking awesome. And then After Effects actually talks to Premiere. So like if you're trying to do like visual effects in your videos, like masking or whatever, I can send send a clip from Premiere over to After Effects, edit it, and as soon as I hit save, it automatically updates the clip in Premiere, which
That's
is
it.
nuts.
Have you gotten pretty
And
good
what
at?
I recommend for beginners is I definitely recommend spending on an editing program because
Yeah.
there's some janky ones out there with like watermarks and whatever just did not work. So Adobe Premiere Rush is the step down from Adobe Premiere Pro, which is kind of basics on it. And I cover like I think like 10 tools for basic editing in the course as well through Rush, which is it's a good place to start.
That's awesome. Have you gotten pretty good at like special effects and editing all that kind of making it look
I can
crazy?
do good titles. I can do masking of like kind of wiping the screen with something,
Yeah.
and that's all. I've done animation before, but like really very specific. Like just provide me all the layers, and I will twist them and move them across the screen. Like I'm
Right.
so very basic stuff only.
There's a whole
Uh,
rabbit hole there
but
of
the
doing crazy stuff.
flow and the vibe and like the style of something is really what I just in your basic editing, which is some of the most powerful stuff.
Nice. So I just want this is kind of a like a philosophical question, I guess, in a
Yeah.
way, not really. So what do you think like between putting your courses out for free on YouTube versus selling them for like high ticket stuff? Like, do you think that the future everybody's going to be trying to like can't sell their courses for super high and maybe be better off with like the passive income coaching and building a brand, or what is your thinking about that
It
at all?
depends on the amount of transformation that you can give somebody.
Wow.
So my Film and Online Course at Home course, I'm selling for $97, which is on the cheaper side because it doesn't take you through the entire course process. It'll teach you how to film a video, but again, not even how to like upload or get traction on it or whatever. It just teaches you the basics. So the more I should say, yeah, the less transformation, the more like single skills that a course is, do it for free or do it for 37 or 97 or whatever kind of lower ticket. The more transformation, so my eventual create your course online course going from, hey, here's an idea, here's how to structure it, here's how to film it, here's how to put together the funnel, here's how to host it, here's how to promote it. That is you can change somebody's life with that.
Right.
So that'll be selling for probably like 2 to 5K.
Yeah. I think when people pay more for a course too, they pay more attention.
Correct. It's
You
the
know?
whole like if you have skin in the game, you pay attention more and you care more, and that's really that's what astounded me is like the part of why again I'm doing the coaching is I was putting out the word for months on the smaller course, and it just wasn't the transformation wasn't big enough, so it wasn't the response was slow on it. So I just realized like, hey, like if I can just create bigger transformations for people and really handhold them and take them along with one-on-one time with me,
Yeah.
people will be willing to pay for that. And the first sale was $1,000. So
Yeah. So I bought a virtual coach from Evan Pagan on like Christmas or whatever, but he turned it into like all these courses. Plus, he does like a live training every day, a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And he's really trying to make it more of an experience, and that's kind of where I think all video courses are going to be kind of going. It's going to be
absolutely
like video courses and coaching. So I think you're on the ball.
Well, I think the live element is such a personal thing that it's good to add. Like, you can have your pre-canned stuff. Like there's stuff that I just need to film once and then I'll be there. But again, like being able to be there for people, it's the amount of support, right? It's like, I'll be here with you. I'll be able to answer your questions. And then eventually in a group setting, like, hey, who's in this phase? Cool. What questions do you have? Helping everybody together. That live element really does add a lot. And I think you have to be but I'm thinking like biggest course creators in the world, like Tony Robbins, potentially. Like he still does live stuff because that's the magic for him. He has a lot of amazing courses that are pre-canned, but like what was it? Unleash Your Power. That's his signature thing, and that's what he does live.
Right. No, I think the real dream, though, for me at least, because I'm all about like I want passive income. I want to make like the world's best freaking course, right? And then I just want it to sell forever by itself.
That's the dream. That's the dream, and it takes. I think it's possible, right? Like you see it being possible. You see all the big course creators have their stuff that is selling consistently, and I think it's just how long have you been in the space? Because do people know, like, and trust you? Do they know your why? Do you start with your why? Do they know your story? Do they, how much are they connected with you? Like for me, even, yes, I've been a filmmaker making videos for 15, 16 years. I've been in the online course. I've been studying the online course space for another 5-6 years here, but I've only been active and like pushing stuff really for like 9 months here. So I'm just starting. Like, anybody with, I hear a lot of like 5 years in for people really getting some consistent success. So it's just like knowing that this is the move right now in the digital, knowing, and then really, I can't stress enough that 4-phase process, like really understanding where your skills plug into your market and your ideal customers and what they need. And it takes a while to figure that out, faster with coaching because you know where to start. And the process and the right questions to ask, but like really finding that and figuring out what they need, like how it's not because it's different than the done for you, right? It's you have the always have the done for you. I can definitely create it, for a higher price or whatever, create it from scratch for somebody, but that research and that process takes a while, and it's good because that's listen. If this was easy, it's like the whole classic thing. If this was simple, everybody'd be millionaires in the online course community. But it's the sales and marketing of anything and finding your place and even again, like I was doing freelance for years in Denver, like knowing what I was really good at. Like I got hired for a bunch of Steadicam gigs for concerts because I was really good at running up and down Red Rocks with a glide cam, which not a lot of other people could handle.
That's pretty fun. Yeah.
In a mountain concert venue, like it is the classic thing is to be out of breath at Red Rocks because it's high up and it's just almost vertical.
Non-stop jumping too.
Just, run around because I was in parkour shape. So, but again, like I had that niche for a while for camera work, and it's just finding your thing and the people that you can serve with it, and whether it's doing it for them or teaching them how to do it themselves. Yes, this is I do believe that of anything, creating a course, getting into a space and creating content and figuring that out is the fastest way to passive income.
Right.
For sure. Because once you have that thing that hits and you test it and you really find your way in, then you just, pump people and money into it to, what was it? Full-time filmmaker, his first course. He's doing $250,000 a month on this thing. And that he said he's in the top 1%. It's funny too, because like his stuff is awesome, and
I actually want to buy.
Oh my god, it seems so attainable, and when he says that he's in the top 1%, like you don't really get that until you try. You're like, oh shit, like he was just so successful right away. Like
Right.
that is a fairy tale story, and it's awesome. And I wish
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that. Maybe I'll find that someday. But like again, he spent he had his from the webinar. He had Parker Walbach had so much experience working with different Supertramp on YouTube. Like he really knew high level filming, and he took 6 months or more to put together his course. And that's why, like, really understanding what people were asking, putting that together, getting the feedback. That's why it's so successful now, and he keeps updating it.
Right. Able to
So it is
focus.
work, but he can also go on vacation for 2 weeks and make it, 100 grand.
Right. I don't think the hustle never stops. And I
No,
think the main thing is just focus. Like if you focus on transforming, like you
correct.
said, like you're gonna
It's
kick
it's
ass.
it's again, it's taking it off of. I think especially for the course space, it's taking it off of the what can I get from this
Mm-hmm.
and putting it onto what do people need and how can I help them. And once you get into that, this isn't about me. This is about, like, well, it's part of why I am pushing this coaching thing, and I'm so excited for it because, like, the I'm like the day that I can pop champagne with a student who has launched their course and has a promotion plan and like has like they're into it now and it's getting success. That would be the most fulfilling shit for me.
Right.
Like, and then I can take, the filmmaking thing for me is definitely not dead. I'm creating the course, I'm creating the content around it, and then I'm going to take a percentage of profits from all this stuff. And once we're a little bit more ahead on bills, I put 10% of that into passion projects and start telling stories and doing just pure fun stuff that's not solely business again.
Right.
And really not having to be your classic Kickstarter filmmaker asking for money, but fund my own projects.
Mm-hmm. You look at filmmaking kind of like an art. Is that where you
Oh
come
yeah,
from? Yeah.
it is not only an art, it's a team play. It's a team sport.
Team sport. I like that.
Very very hard to make a movie by yourself.
Yeah. So I do a lot of marketing, and everything that I've found is it's always easier to start selling something organically. Do you have any
Yeah,
tips on selling courses organically, or what is your thoughts on that?
absolutely. This is what I've been doing for the past couple months here.
Yeah.
This is January of 2021, and again, I say that because social media changes so fast.
Right.
But right now, and for the last couple of years, I'll ask you a question: Where for Super Bowl
Uh-huh.
last year, or the year before, what did Facebook promote in their commercial?
Yeah. Facebook groups. I
Yep,
remember that.
they're spending that money because it is popping off in Facebook groups. I'm a part
Right.
of 15 course creator groups that have like 5,000 people to fit to 250,000 people in it.
Uh-huh.
And what I do in there, and this is very specific, is I ask, so I know my ideal customers are course creators.
Right.
And once you know who your ideal customer is, find Facebook groups around that subject and go join them.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you got to, do, your one introduction post of this is who I am, this is what I do. You can't market directly in there. So just be like, hey, just saying hi. And then what I do is I ask questions. I had a post in Stu McLaren's membership group that has close to 10,000 people in it. I said, hey, roll call, who are first-time course creators or aspiring course creators? Got like 500 comments. And then I
Nice.
just go into the comments and I dig deeper with each person and get to know them and see what their needs are. And that's where I've booked that and a couple other posts is how I have 4 consultation calls booked tomorrow.
Right. That's awesome.
So just
That's
getting
so
in and
cool.
talking, and it's totally free, and it's just time and building relationships. And then when you do that consistently, so either asking questions or say, hey, like describe your course in a GIF, or all these different engagement tactics that's just fun for people, and they see you in there over time doing things. And if you have your profile optimized to where I have a Facebook group, and my entire profile points people to that Facebook group. And in the intake, the membership questions is a private Facebook group. In the membership questions, I have hey, I have this freebie if you want to give me your email, and that's how I collect emails.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Keep kicking
and that's
ass.
automated, so that's passive.
Yeah, that's
But
sick.
getting in and talking to people is not, and that's really And it's fun, that's connecting. You can literally that you're talking directly to your ideal customers because they're in that group. So it doesn't matter. Like take this idea and apply it to your own idea and your own niche and your own target ideal clients, and go get to know them, because it's relational marketing rather than transactional.
Right.
Hey, it's not here an ad popped up, buy this small thing that leads to a bigger thing that leads to a bigger thing. It is, let's talk and see where you're at and see how so first I provide value. I say, hey, what's your biggest question right now? They have that question. I answer that question. And then I'd say, hey, if you want to hop on a call, cool. So I'm just helping them from the start, and just building those relationships. And it's fun because you meet a bunch of new people, and you start. I mean, God, my following has just exploded in the last year just by doing this. And but again, it's not about the following numbers. It's about how many people can I talk to and connect with.
Yeah, I just want to admire. I've definitely seen your hustling on the Facebook.
Yeah,
you just randomly see it, man.
Yeah. It's because I understand that Facebook groups, man, that group feed, I'm barely on the normal news feed anymore, honestly.
Right.
Because I'm just in groups, and I am let's see right now how many notifications I have, because I cannot keep up anymore.
Yeah, it gets kind of overwhelming.
13 right now. It's usually at 20 plus.
Yeah.
But again, say 5 of those are potential customers that are asking questions. That is, and I'm providing value. I go live in the group and doing the podcast and doing, just breaking down what other people are doing, and you see the hustle, and it's, again, promotion, getting in front of your eyes and ears,
building it up.
Yeah.
Do you do any YouTube stuff, or is it all just kind of?
Yeah. I do, but it's not like I'm not putting a ton of energy into it. When I go live for whether it's doing a tip myself or having a podcast interview, it is, I go on StreamYard, and I have the premium account for StreamYard, so I go live on Facebook, my profile, my group, on LinkedIn, which I had to get permission for, and on YouTube. So I have a bunch of YouTube videos that are going out consistently. None of them are tagged well. None of them are optimized for YouTube. It's not. But again, YouTube's not my main focus.
Right.
My main focus is Facebook and LinkedIn, and really the big one is Facebook because of the groups. So, but again, it's like, think about Joe Rogan content on YouTube. So he obviously has a person for that, but it's just a library of your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think LinkedIn would be a good source of high-paying people, but Facebook groups just crushes it.
Both. Again, I've LinkedIn is definitely coming along, but so I'm on there, and I'm being active, and I'm trying. I'm not getting leads off LinkedIn yet, but just seeing, and that's why I say it. I dated this in January because it changes so much. LinkedIn in 6 months may be incredible.
Something else is going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm on the balance. Okay.
Got my plug.
Oh, there you go.
Now we're not going to die.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, I don't want to die. No, so I'm trying to, I think I'm going to build a membership site, and it's just going to be updating it constantly with video courses and just kind of build a community. I'm just going to call it the Freedom Business Tribe. So I'm helping people, get out of the 9 to 5, create passive income, or creative, any kind of income or whatever. And I haven't done a membership. I've definitely been able to sell people's courses before. So I'm just wondering, do you think for courses, should you do, it's basically just a battle of prices. How do you help your coaching people, pick a price for their course or whatever?
Yeah.
Any ideas on that?
I took, back in the day, back in April-ish last year, I took Amy Porterfield's boot camp. And that was awesome because she covered pricing in that, which is where I'm kind of getting the info. So there are kind of 3 levels of what a course or a membership can offer. And again, so about the transformation. So your, kind of smaller micro course or membership that's anything under, a membership's a little bit different too, because courses are, start at 50, then you go 100 to 500, then you go 1,000 or more, for a signature one. But in membership, it's just really, what are you, because everybody has subscriptions right now.
Right.
And how much value and transformation does your membership provide? And is it, just starting out? Maybe it's, what I've heard, a classic model for memberships as you go is every time you launch it or every couple months or whatever, you can raise the price because there's more content in it. So maybe starting at like your $5 to $25 a month to begin with, and then next time you content you go 35 or 50, and then so it just depends.
And I was thinking $27 because that seems like what everybody's selling courses at. It's like
the 7. That's
27 for no reason.
I love the 7. Everything I do is at 7 because 9 is slightly like $19.99 is your classic, pricing model. But I like the 97 because it feels even cheaper. Which is all that sales is so much the Wolf of Wall Street, like Fugazi stuff. Like there's so much, it just feels cheaper, which is great. But no, I think 27 is a great place to start. I think you will have, especially for when you're just starting out and getting that feedback, right? Like you're really wanting, like the money would be nice, but really right now, if you're starting, you want feedback. You want people's opinions and experiences and like hearing from them of how it's going and like what they think of it. So making that barrier to entry not so low that it's like, oh, I can't, $5 a month is not worth it, but like for you in terms of your time. But you get 5 people in there, you're making $100 a month. So it's enough to where it's not scary for people, and it's enough to where you make decent money when you get a couple people in there, and you can again, it's that beta is everything. That let me test this stuff out, get your opinion on it, and then make it better as I go. That's the game, man. That's the process.
Yeah, because what I've seen from I've helped do marketing for some courses. And just to get a lot of media buying, like they weren't like specifically super, like they were acquisition, basically they were buying businesses. So it was like a really weird thing, but their course was like $5,000. And to get like just leads and stuff, it was like $2,000 just to get like actual qualified leads. So when I saw that, I was like, man, I either got to have like a $2,000 course or I got to have like a cheap course that just sells like crazy, So it's always just
and again, it's again like it's all about the other thing with memberships is it's part of what I'm doing with the coaching that I'm going to do is have being in a group with the students. So when I get more people on, that can be a group for beta testing of like, hey, what do you think of this idea? What do you like? You can bounce ideas off. It's also just a conversation, especially for membership where you're with them for so long and you're with them consistently. That can really be a relationship builder of like, get the info, see what's popping, see, hey, here's 3 ideas that I'm thinking about for like bringing new people in. Which one do you like the best? And they can vote on it. Like it's taking the decision making out of your hands and into your ideal customer's hands is going to make you successful infinitely faster than you just trying to figure out by yourself.
Right. I like the idea of, so here's the funnel. It's going to be like a giveaway, membership, and then you upsell for like thousands of dollar coaching pretty much.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the membership is if anybody goes into that funnel, it's kind of evergreen. And that's kind of what my whole dream is, building evergreen funnels and having things that you just throw money and throw people into it, and eventually it starts converting. The more you get better copy.
You get to the level of like Russell Brunson, and you're there. Like he has hundreds of tiny little funnels that go into different stuff, and that's just he's been in this thing for 15 years, and all of us are just starting.
Yeah. Well, so maybe you can help with this. What if people don't know what they want to make their course about? What would you tell those kind of people? Like they want to make a course.
One specific question. What do you feel that your expertise is in?
Nice.
That's it. And if you don't know what your expertise is in, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm an expert in anything. Cool. What are you passionate about? What do you like? If you are in, say, like you go from like 0 to 1 right now. Say you're in like a 9-to-5 job that you hate. What do you do on the weekends that you have fun with, that you're good at, that you could teach people about?
Right.
Start from there, and then now, I know a lot about this. Cool. I would call you an expert in that area. Sweet. Now go find other people, go find groups and stuff in that area of expertise around that subject. Say it's like, I don't know, plumbing or something. Go find plumbing. That's a little, because there's a lot of like professionals in there. Let's see, what's like artists, or even like for me, artists that want to make money.
Yeah.
Going into there's literally called artists make. I was in a while ago called artists trying to make a living. There's a group
Uh-huh.
with thousands of people in there. Like there are literally groups for anything, and even if it's not Facebook, you got
Uh-huh.
Reddit. You have there's all these different forums where people hang out. It's like that's the whole idea of traffic. You want to get
Right.
in front of traffic. You want to get your message out to people. So the very simple way of doing that is figuring out where they hang out and go join that and join that conversation in that community.
Yeah. Well, man, I think this was all very enlightening, and I really appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell everybody kind of where they can best get in contact with you, and where they can reach you?
absolutely. Well, no big surprise here. Facebook.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, my friend requests me come say hi. Noah Mittman on Facebook. My entire profile is designed to shuttle you towards my free Facebook group, which is Stop Waiting and Start Creating Your Online Course. Or no,
Nice.
sorry, Stop Waiting and Start Creating Your Course.
Nice.
Is the official name for it. And that is where my profile and my group is where I'm going live a couple times a week and putting stuff out. And LinkedIn, look me up. Snowman Films on YouTube, and I have a podcast called Create Your Course. It's on all the major podcasting platforms.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, I definitely want everybody to go check that out. And yeah, man, I just really appreciate you coming on the show. I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me. This has been awesome. Really good questions.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was really just getting into it. But I think that's all the time. So I've got to let you go, man. But it was
Yeah, no
awesome. I
worries.
really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And have a good day, man.
You as well. Thank you so much.